Yo, if anybody over here half breed, man. If you love wrestling, if you love sneakers, I'm sorry. We thought that the Air Jordan 3 Black Cements were going to shock drop today on the sneakers app. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but it will be shock dropping tomorrow. So again, if you're a wrestling fan, if you're a sneakerhead as well, make sure either I'm gonna be live. I know I'm gonna be live. My co-host, my great co-host, chilling with Dylan. He may be live as well. So Dylan, let me just holler at you right quick, bro. Let me holler at you, man, and let you know that during my live stream for the Air Jordan 3 Black Cement, somebody tried to replace you, bro.
What?
Bro, on the live, somebody was like, Break, can I be your co-host on the wrestling channel? I'm just like, nah, man, I got my boy Dylan. I'm like, but you can always come on and, talk wrestling with us, man. But my boy Dylan cannot be replaced. And speaking of Dylan, man, talk to him, bro. What do we got today for him?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I said in the last video, it drives me nuts, bro, about these pre-tapings. However, it is what it is. If you're on the internet, you're going to see them anyway. So we might as well kind of report on it, I guess, right? So we got a lot of leaks for next Friday or for next Monday on Raw here.
Yeah.
We kind of already know who the fifth member is going to be. Had a big surprise return. And there's going to be a women's War Games match. So, first things first, fifth member is supposed to be rumored to be, or quote unquote leaked to be, because we already saw it.
Let's use those words. And the reason why
Yeah.
I want to use the quotations for
Yes.
these two characters, because what the Royal Rumble 2024 and what WrestleMania 2024 has taught us that WWE can go one way,
Yeah.
and because of the fans' reaction, they can go a completely different way. So
Yep.
again, the information that you're hearing is leaked information, but things are 100% subject to change. So, and I hope these things, I hope the small print that's subject to change, I hope it does apply here, bro. Because who did we hear the two fifth members will be?
Yeah, and just another little touch on that. They may be throwing us a curveball. They know that these shows are pre-taped. Listen, they're never going to be able to stop live audience members from pulling their phones out and recording. So who knows? Maybe they're going to throw a curveball. But as far as we know, the leaked fifth members for each team, we're going to have Bronson Reed on Team Solo, and we're going to have Seth Rollins on Team Roman.
Now,
how you feeling?
It's a waste. First and foremost, the reason why I say it's a waste because Monday Night Raw, we will be having Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. That has already been announced.
Yep.
And it's just showing me that this match may end up in a no contest. We might not have a winner. But I feel like this should have been the last match. Like, I don't know what they're trying to pull away. Like, of course, we got to keep Seth Rollins ring ready for when CM Punk comes back. So some way, somehow, we got to keep him in the storyline picture. But against Bronson Reed, what does Bronson Reed have to add to the Bloodline storyline? We know what Seth Rollins can add.
Yeah.
We got the Shield. We got 15 years of them, wrestling together. Like, there's no surprise of the history between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. So that was a perfect fit. I don't even want to say it was a perfect fit. It makes sense why it could potentially be Seth Rollins. Like, literally for WrestleMania, Seth Rollins came out in the Shield music. Granted, he was helping Cody Rhodes out. It's hearing the Shield, you think of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. So I can see why they would do that. I don't like it, but I can see why. As far as Bronson, he has no ties to this. None.
Nothing.
I can see if him and Solo teamed up back when they were in NXT, but I think Bronson Reed was gone then. I feel like it's gonna be some I'm your fifth member type. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna force himself. I'm gonna be the fifth member. I can't see Solo and the Bloodline coming to Bronson Reed to make this happen. I can see Bronson Reed going to them and like, add me in a match or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do I like it? I'm not the biggest fan of it because I don't feel like Bronson Reed is gonna be put over in that match.
I'm not the biggest fan of it from either aspect. I mean, the Seth Rollins part of it does make sense because of the history, and because last year all he had to endure with the Bloodline himself, right?
Mhm.
But
But how
to
much did he have to endure? And not to cut you off, the
no, it's all
only
good.
reason why Seth Rollins endured anything with the bloodline is because he put himself in that picture. He the one that wanted to go and help Cody Rhodes. It
Mhm.
wasn't like the bloodline was just beating up Seth Rollins, you know,
Oh,
out
you're
of
right.
nowhere.
Yeah.
He put himself into this position to get beat up because he want to come and save Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
So him being involved in this is all on him. It wasn't like he was targeted. It wasn't like he was going up against Roman for the championship, and then the bloodline was interfering. Everything that Seth Rollins got out of getting beat down by the Rock and Roman Reigns in the bloodline at WrestleMania was on him.
It was.
It was on him, bro.
Yeah, but like I said, just going to the point, like, it would make sense if they needed a 5th member to just throw him in the mix. And I don't like either of these, but it would make sense more for Cody to team with him
I was about to say that.
because
I
Roman
was
helped
about to say.
him,
I was
or
about
he
to say that.
it's just
I
weird.
was
It
about to say that.
also Bronson Reed to just throw him in the mix because he has a feud with Seth Rollins makes absolutely 0 sense. It makes 0 sense.
None.
First off, that feud it wasn't even long enough to even make it make sense why you needed a War Games match for Seth and him to feud. Also, he has no affiliation whatsoever with any aspect of any
Yep.
storyline ever with the Bloodline.
Unless he threw himself into that picture.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
why if you need to have a first off, I don't think that this War Games even needs to be a
The
fifth. It
five. Yep.
doesn't need to be a 5v5. It
You're right.
works perfect as a
You're right.
4v4. If you need it to be a 5v5, don't have outside pieces in the company do it. Bring the guys you already signed into the company into the mix that have family ties. That
Yep.
makes sense. Bring in Zilla, bring in Hikuleo.
Yep.
That's who you need to do it. You don't need Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. That could be an own match. Have that be like a freaking last man standing match on its own or something if you want that to be a feud. They don't need to be tied in with the bloodline at all, and I don't like it.
Nah, I agree with you, bro. And maybe that's nah. I was about to say, and maybe that's why Triple H posted that 4v4 because one, it was before like all of the leak stuff came out, and then
Yeah,
again, just to throw a curveball. Like if
yeah,
that's if that, clearly they're gonna Photoshop, you know. But Seth Rollins and like what is like Bronson Reed fighting Roman Reigns like yeah, it's a great picture to put my man Bronson Reed in this. This is gonna put him in the spotlight 100%.
yeah,
You're fighting the Usos, you're fighting Roman Reigns, you're fighting Seth, you're fighting Sami Zayn, but bro, like I don't want to see you lose to these cats either. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see him lose to these. Hopefully they wind up throwing us a curveball, bro, and they take these two guys out of the match. But I honestly cannot see them putting another two shoes in there in order to make it make sense. Like they've already been moving at a fast pace. Now, had they already added one of these outside bloodline members in here already, then I can be like, okay, but nah, I'm not.
yeah.
And let us know how y'all feel about it in the comment section as well. Do y'all think that this is the smart move to do? Is when they added Sami Zayn into it, it worked because of the chemistry that they all had.
Yeah.
And I know maybe, and this would make sense. Maybe we get more of a heel Rollins out of this. Now, hear me out with this. Seth Rollins said the next time him and Roman Reigns is in the same ring together, he gonna kick his head in. That's what he said. So what if he does join, turn heel, causes the bloodline the match at Survivor Series, which leads to CM Punk coming back. Now we got heel Seth Rollins versus CM Punk somewhere at WrestleMania. That's still. I'm just trying to figure out this road to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
And you got
it's
a face Seth Rollins, a face CM Punk. It works. We've seen two faces battle at it, but Seth Rollins said that for a reason. He said the next time it didn't happen. It doesn't have to happen as soon as the bell rings.
Yeah.
But
But
by
then
the
again, I don't even like that because listen, cool, maybe you can have a Seth Rollins heel turn, but at the same time, if he does that and he's still gonna have to deal with Bronson Reed at the end of it. So you turn on the bloodline, cost them the match, and then what? Don't have them, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you do with it then? Because they're gonna go on to do their own thing.
They're gonna
Bloodline's gonna go on to
Bronson.
do
I
their
feel
own
like
thing.
Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins is done after Survivor Series. Then maybe we have Seth Rollins versus the World Heavyweight Champion at Royal Rumble. Maybe he beat Gunther, but some way I don't know what I'm.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
It's weird, but Seth Rollins said that for a reason, bro. Next time I'm in the ring with Roman Reigns, I'm gonna stomp his head into the mat.
Yeah.
I think that's how War Games is gonna. To me, that will make it make sense why y'all did it. Why y'all did it that way. Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins will be over. Maybe. I mean, hell, bro. Maybe we even have Roman versus Seth at Royal Rumble. That could we can have that match at Royal Rumble. Seth goes on to win the championship at
Yeah, it's like
listen, because we wonder about Goldberg's last match, right?
okay.
Just hear me, and
Oh,
I could be,
we're
I,
getting wild right
bro.
now.
I could be going on a roller coaster of a ride right here, but just
Yeah,
hear me out right quick,
okay.
okay? Hear me out. The way that we can take the belt off of Gunther is at Elimination Chamber. Goldberg costs him the championship match in Elimination Chamber. We got Gunther versus Goldberg at WrestleMania. Goldberg's final match. Seth Rollins wins Elimination Chamber. Him versus CM Punk. CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble. CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble. He goes on and picks Seth Rollins. They fight at WrestleMania. Gunther versus Goldberg at WrestleMania. We still get Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, but it's not for any title. It's not for any title. John Cena versus Randy Orton could still be in the picture if Randy Orton beat Cody by WrestleMania. So we still got it's a
What's
lot I'm
Cody
throwing
doing?
out there,
What's
but
Cody doing? You gotta finish it.
what's
Finish it
Cody?
up.
Cody, I don't know what's Cody doing, bro. But he does
Okay.
not need to be in the main event. He does not need to be in the main event. If he's in the main event picture, then he got to go against The Rock. That's the only way I'm seeing Cody Rhodes being in WrestleMania as a champion or in any kind of main event is if he go against The Rock. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But then
Man, you
again, what
just
you do with Rock versus Roman? I'm confused.
I know.
I'm confused, Dylan. Bring me back down
Hey,
to earth, bro.
hey, we gotta
Take
hey,
me back down.
hey, we're running around the ropes.
what we always say over here, run the ropes media. We gonna run y'all from. I literally ran y'all from
Yeah.
Survivor Series to Royal Rumble to Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania. But at the end, Dylan, what we gonna do?
We gotta meet back in the middle, man.
Right back in the middle of the ring, bro. Okay, what else we got as far as leaks for Survivor Series? Bring it back to Survivor Series.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we had a big return. That is reported. It's rumored. It's out there. It's on the interwebs, and I don't like it. Rhea
You
Ripley
see my face, right?
returns. What's up?
You see my face, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you told me this news, I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah.
why?
Yeah. So Rhea Ripley is returning on Monday Night Raw next Monday, and
What
she's
was her
back.
injury again?
So first off, the injury is a fractured orbital.
Okay, that's the eye, correct? That's around the
Yes.
eye socket. Oh, okay, cool.
Yes. Now, I'm a big UFC fan. If you guys are into UFC, you know it does happen. Not a lot, but it is kind of a frequent injury to happen. And that puts people off the shelf for quite some time. So the fact that she came back after 13 days when they announced it already, and they're not waiting for like a return at Royal Rumble or something like that, and they just throw her into what the next leak is a women's war games match.
Now was you said that we didn't go further than who the participants could potentially be. Did they let us know any of that,
We
or
know
we know the participants? I don't.
based off
I personally don't know. So
so,
I'm gonna take a swing. I'm gonna take a
okay.
swing. So because I just thought Rhea Ripley was returning, I didn't know that they announced the women's
Yep.
war game match.
It's a
So
5v5
it's
women.
5v5. So you got Rhea Ripley, you got Bianca and Jade, you got Rhea, Bianca. I'm just trying to think who all you got. Io Sky and no, because Io going to. Oh, okay, so Io's in it.
Yep.
You got Io Sky and then Kyrie
One.
Sane.
Nope.
No Kyrie. So Io, hold on, Io, Bianca, Jade, Rhea, and is it a Raw? Is somebody on Raw?
SmackDown.
Bailey, Naomi over Bailey.
So that's your 5 teams. That was the interaction that happened when Rhea came back, right?
Okay.
They did it for a reason. It had to
And
be
then
done for a reason.
Naomi was on Raw.
Yeah, and obviously she's tied in with Bianca and Jade, right? Because they always have their thing. But so it's a rumored to be a 5v5 women's war games match. That's that one team.
Okay, so the other team has to be Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez.
Yep.
Just make sure I didn't call her Gonzalez.
I know.
I'm thinking like some of the like. I wouldn't be surprised if they did some damn Chelsea Green, bro. They didn't hit us with Chelsea Green. Okay, no Chelsea Green. See that show.
This is funny. I'm surprised you didn't.
Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton.
Yep.
Somebody cashing in. Tiffany Stratton cashing in that joint at War Games probably. But
hey, I hope so.
You hope so?
I hope so.
Crown Jewel. So who's the last one?
So, you're gonna be shocked by this based off of what's that?
About a 5th person on Liv.
You're gonna be shocked by this. It's not like shocking.
Candice LeRae.
Yes, because
they kind of giving her a push.
Because they're giving her a push, and what has she been doing the last couple of weeks? She's been interacting with the main talent on Raw.
Yeah, she done beat Bailey a couple times. Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe they doing that Candice because they just let Indy Hartwell go. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to kind of like, like man. Like,
so that is, they obviously did it for a reason.
I kind of feel bad for Indy. I'm gonna say before we get back, just because like when she finally won the NXT Women's Championship, she went to Raw. Then she went back to NXT like the next week to lose the championship, all to go back to Raw, and nothing happens with her career, but she gets let go, man. So that has to be disheartening, man. But yeah, I see that they've been. Once I seen Candice LeRae beat Bailey, I'm like, okay, they on some stuff.
Yep.
They definitely finally trying to get, because Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano, I feel like are inside favorites. Yep. Like these are Shawn Michaels and Triple H's. Like we like these, like those are the, you get like,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Kind of like their favorites in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So like Candice was the first women's speed champion. Now they kind of giving her this push now. So I'm not surprised. And this is not the first time Candice LeRae has been in a War Games match.
Nope. No.
So
and
she got a little bit of a history in there.
And I know you were surprised when I said Io Sky on the other team, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she did just pin Liv Morgan. You got to remember that.
Thanks.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about the. I guess it is what it is. They're gonna have a women's War Games match. They gotta have a men's War Games match.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're gonna see in the coming weeks too. I think maybe it's a possibility they also have another War Games match between the Wyatts and the Final Testament.
I feel like you want that one more than the Bloodline, damn near, bro.
Well, no, it's not that I want that one more. It's just it would make sense, right?
And speaking of just thinking of women's War Game match, why are they even putting these women in the same match? It's just like they just throwing women who've been fighting is no substance.
Yep.
No substance. The Bloodline War Game, it makes sense. We got two families.
Hold on. It makes sense without Seth and Bronson, like we just talked 100%.
about. 100%. Well,
the family part makes sense. Yes.
Those are just tag-alongs, man.
Yes.
But this women's match, the number one thing that can come out of this match, is that we got two women's champions in this match, and at any given moment, Tiffany has that they're gonna play that scene out. It's
Yeah,
gonna be at
it's
one
got to.
point. I'm picturing it right now, bro. And when this happens, we got to come back to this part right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out. All women are gonna be laid out in a match. Tiffany Stratton is gonna be the only woman standing right next to Liv and right next to Nia. And she gonna have some kind of moment where she gonna think about cashing in that money in the bank during it. That's the only thing that I can see being the pop for this women's War Games match.
And to me personally, I think that could be the biggest moment of the entire match.
100%.
It's gotta happen.
That is gonna make the night. That
Yes.
is gonna make that women's War Games match worth that watch. Tiffany, and you know how I've been, bro. You know how I've been as far as Tiffany Stratton cashing in on Nia Jax. But in a match like that, it makes sense to take it.
Yeah.
That would be perfect. I'm all here for that.
Yep.
I'm all, and I know you team Tiffy. You've been ready for the cash in that money in the bank for a while. So we'll see, y'all. But y'all gotta let us know how y'all feel about that in the comment section below.
And also, how do you feel about the leaks, man? And how do you feel about these pre-tape shows? I'm interested to know you guys' thoughts on this because as a regular viewer too, like I can't imagine you guys are happy with knowing what the stuff is going to be. It just is what it is. It's already out there, so we're not really breaking news here. It's all over Twitter and stuff like that. So let us know down below in the comments. Also, who do you think the Seth Rollins Bronson Reed stuff makes sense? Because we both don't. So let us know down below in the comments.
Not at all. And again, y'all, we know it was a roller coaster of a ride over here. We got Army. Look, I didn't took y'all, man, through Survivor Series all the way through WrestleMania, y'all. But we right back here in the middle. So make sure y'all following us on Instagram as well. Same name over there, Runner Roast Media on IG, y'all. Tap in with us over there. Daily content over there. Daily content over here. Subscribe to the channel. We on the road to 1,000. We on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Help us get that goal before the year is over. Help us get that goal before the year is over. And other than that, you got your boy Unbreakable.
You got Dylan.
And we out.
Peace.
Peace.